The water before we get going. Copy that, Algorithm. Algorithm, show's producer. Kia ora, my friends. How do you do? I'm Benny, and I'm here in the garden for the cold open of MML 90. This is the 90th consecutive episode of the greatest live gardening show in the history of this or any other universe. We've got a great show for you today. We've got a couple of different live gardening segments. I'm going to give you some gardening updates from here in the garden. We're going to sample something from the garden for the first time. We are going to sow some seeds. We're going to plant some marigold today. And we're also going to plant on the Love Lies Bleeding that we sowed now 5 weeks ago here on the show. So let's get into it. All those things and many more are coming up right here, right now. Dramatic pause. On Monday Morning Live. Let's kick off with some Monday morning shout outs. As I turn the microphone off. Oh, there's the beat. That means it's off. Now we're just struggling with the connection here. I think we're back. Are we back? Drop a comment down below and let us know if we're back. It looks like we are. So we're going to just roll. We'll see what happens. Alright, we're rolling again. I don't know what happened there. I've got my suspicions it could be something to do with the A word. But anyway, for now we're back. I don't know how long this is going to last. If it doesn't work, we might have to jump over to YouTube Live, but we'll see how we go. Did I mention that I'm Benny Ward, and I'm here in the garden for MML 90, one of the more eventful episodes in the show's history. I want to crack into some gardening updates. I want to give you guys an update on a few things that we've been growing here in the garden. You can probably see just off to the side there, this is the Thai basil. The Thai basil that we planted on just a week or so ago. If you can't see it on the current feed on Facebook, you can probably tune in to my YouTube channel, Benny. You can find it by searching Benny Ward for this exclusive live widescreen version of Monday Morning Live. Well, I need to get my bearings here. I want to share something with you that I learnt last week. Now, Monday Morning Live is all about learning as we go. And what can I say? I learned a little something about our old friend cilantro. This is coriander. Now, I discovered when the coriander seeds started to germinate, where there would normally be one little seedling, there was actually two. Two seedlings seem to come out of every seed. Doing a little bit of research, I've discovered that the reason behind that is that every coriander seed, you see it's round, it's actually, if you break it in half, there's actually two seeds within the same seed casing. So that's why when you plant cilantro, you get two for the price of one. Something that you learn. Now this cilantro, this coriander, we're going to plant that on. We'll probably do it next week because the leaves, the first leaves that appear are the dicotyledon leaves. And we've now got the actual proper true leaf. So not the seed leaf, but you can see there, it's got a little bit of sharp jaggedness to the edge of the leaf. That's the proper leaf. So now that they've started to emerge, we can plant them on. Speaking of planting on, we're going to plant on our Love Lies Bleeding. We sowed these seeds 5 weeks ago. Now they're big enough that now they've got their true leaves as opposed to just their seed leaves. So we're going to plant them on. We're going to plant them into a similar size pot to this one. But we're going to plant them out individually. Here's a pot that I prepared earlier with a high grade Dalton's potting mix. Get their name right. They don't sponsor the show yet. We're going to do so using the Benny's 6100 series seedling extractor. And what we're going to do, beep beep, was that a comment? No, it wasn't us losing connection again, thankfully. Just going to check something first. Hold on, right there. good, we're still connected. We're still recording. MML 90, where anything can happen, with the world watching. It's quite a cool little slogan. I think I might use that. Now we're going to use the seedling extractor. We're going to dig it in just about a centimetre away from the seedling. Give it the old Benny's wriggle. Go on the other side. Give it the Benny's wriggle. And we're going to extract these seedlings. And we do so by gently tugging on the leaf. Now we don't hold the stem, we hold the leaf, because you can damage the leaf and it'll grow back. You can't damage the stem, it won't grow back. So we're just going to give it the old Benny's wriggle. And there's our little seedling. Look at that, Al. There's our seedling of Love Lies Bleeding. It's our amaranthus. Make sure we get the name right. Last week we had gerberas on the show, and my good friend Stephen from Gorithm pointed out that I actually called them geraniums twice on the show. So, just shows with a live gardening show, anything can happen, even after 90 consecutive weeks. We're going to make a little hole in this potting mix here, deep enough for the root. See the root? Nicely well formed. We're going to pop that little seedling in, and we're just going to very firmly pat it down. Very firm. Did I say firm? I mean very gently pat it down. Geez, I'm away with the fairies today. Anyone would think there's some sort of visitors from different universe. Anyway, so there's our amaranthus seedling, all nicely planted. Now, there's something we need to do when we plant the seedlings or when we do any sort of garden maintenance. We need to give it some water, because say it with me, never underestimate the value of water. Give that a good spritz using the Benny's 6100 series spritzer. Available now in the gift shop. Why not buy two? We've updated you on our coriander. We've planted our Love Lies Bleeding, our amaranthus. You see that today the set is decorated with these marigolds. Now legend has it that marigolds, the scent of marigolds, have the ability to return lost souls to their home. There are a couple of lost souls that we hope will soon come home here to the garden. Maybe even an MML 100. Who knows? Today we're going to plant some marigolds. These are growing at the front door of our house here in the garden. And the reason is that as a child we used to always go to my grandmother's house for lunch on a Sunday. She used to grow marigolds down her driveway. And the smell of marigolds always used to remind me that we're at Nana's. And hopefully just sort of trigger those memories and keep the memory of my Nana alive. We're growing marigolds. Today we're going to sow some seeds. We're going to sow them into one of the Benny's 6100 series germination chambers. What we're going to do is we're going to get some seeds. Now, I've made another invention. This is the Benny's 6100 series seed storage container, otherwise known as an old M&M tube. Really good for storing things, the M&M tube. So what we're going to do, I collected some of these seed heads about a week ago. Just left them to dry. Check the time. Time's getting away from us. And what we're going to do is we're going to crack open that little seed head, and we'll see that the way that a marigold seed. Look how it looks. Kind of long and lanky. A little bit different, but that's cool. We're going to sprinkle these over the surface of our. Now this is potting mix that's old and it's been used before. We call it spent potting mix. And what I did is I sieved out all the thicker, sort of coarser pieces. So this is now nice and fine, this Dalton's potting mix. And as we know, Dalton's do not sponsor the show yet. We're going to cover these little marigold seeds with some finely sieved potting mix. Cover them to a depth of about 1 centimetre. As we know, the bigger the seed, the deeper you sow. So we're sprinkling that over. And then, if you didn't know what's coming next, you obviously haven't been paying attention for 90 consecutive weeks, because we're going to give it some water. Never underestimate the value of water. I'm flubbing my lines, I'm losing my place. That's what happens when you have interruptions. But hey, we carry on. I want to show you another thing I've invented. This is the Benny's 6100 series fertilizer unit. Now, this contains water, high quality H2O, never underestimate the value, And we've chopped up some comfrey leaves. I'm going to put a glove on. Comfrey is a plant that we're growing just around the back. I'll show you some photos at some stage. The comfrey has a very deep tap root. Puts a root very deep down into the ground. Shout out to Brett, thank you for tuning in. Technical issues today, Brett. We're coming and going, we're jumping all over the place, but that's okay. Great to have you with us. It wouldn't be the same without you. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a glove on because these comfrey leaves, they have very fine hairs and they can sort of prick into your skin. These are comfrey leaves. And as I said before, the taproot grows deep down into the ground, accesses nutrients from deep in the ground, concentrates them up into the leaves, and then we can use those nutrients that are concentrated in the leaves to water our other plants. What we do is we take a glass and we cut up some of these comfrey leaves into the glass. Just cut them up, drop them in there. 3 leaves per glass is the recommended dosage for comfrey in the Benny's 6100 series fertilizer. Fill it with water, leave it for a week, and it'll start to look like this. Just kind of yellowed slightly. And what I do is we grab the old Benny's spritzer, take off the wee pump thing at the top. And what you can do, looking at these coriander seedlings, they probably could do with a little bit of a drink. So what we do is we pop this into here, and then we spray the seedlings with water containing the nutrients that were contained in the leaves that were deep down in the ground, thanks to the taproot, thanks to the leaves of the comfrey plant, and thanks to the Benny's 6100 series fertilizer unit. Available now in the gift shop. Why not buy 2? Right, a couple of bits of live gardening, a couple of inventions there that I've shared with you. There's no copyright on them just yet, so just like all of my jokes, they're basically fair game. Right, the week that was, went for a swim at the pool. We went for a game of backyard cricket at my good friend Lee's house. Something really special about playing backyard cricket with your best mate, with your kids, with his son. He's got a 5-year-old son. I tell you, it's very special. Not quite so special when that 5-year-old son is smashing you over cow corner for 6, but I blame the dodgy pitch. Right, comfrey watering done. Talked about the seeds. 2 seeds in every pod. 2 seeds in every pod. Wasn't that a song? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm Benny Ward. Thank you very much for everyone who tunes in to my YouTube channel, Benny. Find it by searching Benny Ward. That's the letter I and then Benny Ward. You can see me there anytime you want. You can see me, I had a weekend off last week, but from here on in you can see me every Sunday morning at the Marlborough Farmers Market. And I will see you next time in the garden. Shout out to my mate Lee who's watching. Lee, we've had some technical issues. You tuned in at the start. Thanks for jumping back in. I don't know what's going on. The feed cut out and it was chaos. Somehow we got through another episode. Episode 90. I just want to express to you how much it means to me for all of you that tune in to Monday Morning Live, both here on Facebook and also later on today on YouTube in widescreen. 90 consecutive weeks. There's a ding. There's a thumbs up reaction to the video. Thank you, Lee. It means a lot to me to do these shows. Some of them are well rehearsed and well prepared, and some of them are like today. You basically wing it. Either way, it's a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me. I'll be here every week, and I will see you then in the garden. Wait, that didn't make any sense. I'm here every week. I'll see you next week. Actually, let's just go back. Let's go back. I'm Benny Ward. Subscribe if you're on board. And I will see you next time in the garden. Not your best work. Don't worry. Nobody suspects a thing.